Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Prestige. Today we're breaking down UFC 324's fight, Ricky Turcios versus Cameron Smotherman, in a 3-round bantamweight bout. If you are new to the UFC, this is a pressure volume versus technical scrambler matchup. We'll keep it simple for beginners while including stats and details experts love. Let's break it down section by section. First, the fight style interaction map. How these two styles play up against each other. Ricky Turcios' primary style is a durable, high-pressure volume striker with strong clinch work and a wrestling chain. His secondary is an opportunistic scrambler with submission threat from bottom or top. Cameron Smotherman's primary is a high-volume technical striker with solid scrambling and submission awareness. His secondary is opportunistic wrestler who mixes takedowns when opportunities arise. The preferred phases they want: Turcios wants mid to close range pressure with forward volume, body shots, and clinch knees, chain wrestling to control the pace and wear his opponent down. And Smotherman wants a mid-range technical striking fight with a jab and teep combos and footwork. Quick level changes for opportunistic takedowns and scrambles. Phases each fighter wants to avoid is Ricky Turcios wants to avoid pure long-range kickboxing, where Smotherman's technical volume and reach can land clean from the outside, and Smotherman wants to avoid prolonged clinching and grappling, or sustained pressure, where Turcios' forward volume, clinch control, and cardio dominance take over. How and when the styles collide, the fight will live in the mid-range pressure and the transitional battles. Turcios wants to close distance, apply relentless forward pressure, force clinch exchanges, and chain takedowns to control the pace. Smotherman wants to dictate mid-range and technical volume, use footwork to create angles, and mix opportunistic takedowns to disrupt rhythm. Early success in maintaining mid-range versus closing pressure decides whether this becomes a grinding control win for Turcios or a technical volume decision for Smotherman. Now on to the win funnel, the clear path each fighter needs to follow to win the fight. Ricky Turcios' win funnel is he uses forward pressure with feints and level changes to close the distance early, and then he sustains mid-range volume, forces clinch battles, and chains takedowns to control top position, and then he wears down his opponent from there for a late knockout or capitalizes on a submission from fatigue. Smotherman's win funnel is he establishes mid-range early with a jab and teep and footwork. He uses technical volume and angles to punish pressure, sets up opportunistic takedowns, and then he outstrikes his opponent for a decision or capitalizes on a scramble for a submission. Now here are the strengths that each fighter brings specifically to this fight. Ricky Turcios has superior pressure and clinch work. He has higher clinch and ground striking volume, which will dominate in close range. He also has better cardio and durability, and more cage time and veteran experience, which allow him to maintain the pace late. He also has a strong scrambling and submission threat from multiple positions. Now Cameron Smotherman, he brings a higher technical volume and accuracy in the mid-range and can punish forward pressure. And he's younger and more athletic, and he'll provide superior burst and recovery in chaotic exchanges. And he also brings a solid scrambling ability that may survive the takedowns and create his own scrambles. Now, on the flip side, the weaknesses that can get targeted. For Ricky Turcios, it's lower striking accuracy and his high absorption rate when he's closing distance, and his occasional defensive holes against technical volume strikers. And he's also older, so you want to fade that a little bit because that can be exploited if the fight stays at range. And for Cameron Smotherman, he has a lower finishing power, which means he must rely on his volume and control. He has a high absorption rate when he's pressured in close range, and then he has a less experience against sustained forward pressure fighters. Now, the hidden detail that the numbers reveal is Turcios' clinch and ground striking dominance is he averages a higher clinch and ground strikes with a strong accuracy and control time in prolonged fights, especially in decisions. Smotherman has a high volume but absorbs a significant amount of damage when he's pressured. And why it's missed is because of the focus on Smotherman's technical edge, but if Turcios close the distance even once, his pressure and clinch edge become extremely difficult to overcome in a 3-round fight. When it appears as if Turcios can close the distance at all, and it'll definitely benefit Turcios. Now, on our 100,000 simulations ran on using real stats, Turcios starts with a pressure edge, and we adjusted it for Smotherman's volume and scrambling. In a 3-round favor, formats grinding and decisions. The finishes by the data are Turcios is heavy on decisions and submissions, and Smotherman on decisions. The volatility is medium to high. Both have strong volume paths, but Turcios' pressure creates more control scenarios. Ricky Turcios comes out with a 58% win probability, with 12% by knockout, 12% by submission, and 34% by decision. And Smotherman comes in with a 42%, with 10% by knockout, 8% by submission, and 24% by decision. And the most common finish window is a round 3 or decision. And then the outcome volatility is again medium to high. And in the end, Ricky Turcios' superior pressure, clinch work, and late round cardio should let him close the distance, force grappling battles, and grind out a decision victory by outworking Smotherman. His win funnel prevails through sustained forward pressure and control, amplified by the hidden detail of his clinch and ground dominance. If this fight does flip, it's because Smotherman maintains the mid-range, lands clean, technical volume, and outpoints Turcios on the feet. His youth, burst, and accuracy make him a live dog if the fight stays at range, and the current line likely favors Smotherman because of his technical striking, makes him a strong value, but Turcios is a good underdog. What do you think? Turcios decision, Smotherman submission? Drop your predictions below. I read every one. Smash that like if this breakdown helps at all. Subscribe for more deep dives and turn on notifications so you don't miss the full fight series. Thank you for watching, and let's see who comes out on top.